Hey everyone, Jake here from CVP, and I'm joined by Joe and Sam, and we basically just want to say a big thank you to everyone who subscribed as we finally hit 100k, which is a pretty big deal for us. I mean, it's been a long time coming, and it's great to kind of cap off the end of the year with us hitting this pretty big milestone for us. We've been doing the videos now for what, like
nearly 6 years?
Nearly 6 years. I think it was 2018 was when me and Joe started doing them.
3 years for me.
3 years for you. And
that's when it all kind of skyrocketed when you joined.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not to give you too much credit, but that's when things got consistent and we had our weekly schedule. So how long now till we hit 1 million? That's the question.
I can check on Social Blade, see what it says. It'll be okay.
This time next year, do you reckon we can hit 1 million?
No. So yeah, I guess in this kind of weird kind of a podcast setup, we kind of just want to go over some of the things that have happened over the past 5 years, reflect on some of the productions that we've done, and kind of give a peek behind the curtain of what goes on here and how we do what we do, essentially. But yeah, I mean, what should we start with? Like,
favorite video from the year.
Favorite video from this year.
Our video that we've released this year.
From this year.
Then we'll do of all time. I
think the favorite one that we've done this year for me is probably the last one we've just done, which was the Summerlux C one. Like,
it was different.
Well, I think that's why I liked it.
It was an enjoyable one and a fun production.
Yeah.
And the response has been really lovely. So thank you to everyone who's commented.
Yeah, I can't believe how many people have commented saying that it was a nice change of pace and how cool it was. It's great. Considering it, yeah, like Sam said, it's a new format that we hadn't tried before. Because obviously, I think we're kind of known for our box standard in-depth camera reviews. So doing something more kind of creative based is definitely something different. But for us, we're all, we all love the tech, but everyone who loves the tech really loves creating, filmmaking, storytelling. The actual creative process is ultimately what everyone's in this for, instead of just getting excited over numbers of what's relative to a camera. So yeah, it was nice to kind of take the technical aspects of a product and apply it to an actual creative process and thought, which is obviously what.
Yeah, and I think that video was also just a great exercise in utilizing essentially this room and other areas of the warehouse. My favorite comment was, "Did Fincher shoot the killer in your storage?"
So, yeah.
So for those who don't know, Jake, Joe, and I all basically operate out of our Brentford warehouse. We've got a nice office up here and a studio space downstairs. But yeah, for all the polish that you might see in the videos, it's actually pretty bare bones.
It's very spit and sawdust, but we put a lot of effort into kind of making it up and being very specific about what we point the camera at to make it look as good as possible.
Yeah.
Which I think we've done a pretty good job doing for the last few years.
Yeah.
And I think, the Fincher video was definitely a challenge, shooting outside of our normal frame of this.
Well, yeah, just try and do it with no budget, just, the line that we have with obviously the camera and the lens that we did. Yeah, I think we did a pretty good job considering.
I think the shots you guys got were, considering, actually works pretty well. Maybe that's a testament to those lenses and the camera.
No, it's a testament to us. It's not that. How dare you? Yeah, for me, like Summerlux C video /VRaptor /Fincher whatever you want to.
That was a fun one because it was less about a specific product and more about taking what someone else has done out in the world and trying to demystify that a bit. And it was a great opportunity to get some kit in that we don't tend to look at on the channel in terms of the Summerlux Cs.
Well, I think it was just the context of it, wasn't it? Like actually being able to contextualize something creatively, I think was what made it interesting.
It's weird getting a nice set of lights lenses back in. I remember back when we started doing all the B-roll downstairs, and it was kind of a showroom as well, and we just had Talias and Summerlux just sat on the shelves, ready to use for. I think our first year of B-roll was all shot on Alexa Mini and Talias, which is absurd to think how much kit we just had lying around ready to just shoot whatever we wanted with.
A different time back then, wasn't it? Yeah.
I think funnily a shot from probably basically my first week working at this job 3 years ago made it into that video. It was B-roll I shot of the lights primes for a video that we never ended up making.
Yeah, I think
it's just fun that we keep hold of that footage and it's still somehow remained relevant and had a use after all that time.
We've got a lot of footage on hard drives that have never seen the light of day.
Yeah, I mean, that's something we need to sort before the end of the year is
some for
storage.
Good reason, some for just, like you say, we just shoot stuff and we just can't get it finished.
We are, unlike other YouTube channels, the workflow that we do is probably a bit mental. And we probably have close to 250, 200, between 200 and 250 terabytes worth of storage that is currently full and we need to sort out.
The thing is, we always get products in and we say, while we've got it here, we need to shoot some B-roll of it or some tests or something like that. And then we may not see it come back around for months or if ever.
Yeah.
But what was your guys' favorite video, Joe?
Favorite I think the Locksford shoot. I know it's different from the video, but the Locksford shoot was doing the Cook SP3s with the Raptor.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great combo. It was really fun to shoot with. But it was fun because we managed to just align it. Everything aligned so perfectly in terms of we had like 5 videos to do and found a perfect place to shoot. I think it looked great. Weather was perfect. The environment was perfect. I think then because it's such an enjoyable process, it made that video quite an enjoyable finished product.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean the Locksford shoot was an interesting one because I just randomly found it while driving down south one day. I was at a set of traffic, like a very, very big set of traffic lights. On the way down, and it was just like a poster on one of the traffic lights saying like a jousting festival, and that was probably like a month and a half before the actual jousting festival.
So it was the SP3, which there's embargo products. There's a deadline. We were doing Ember, which didn't have a deadline, but made sense to take it to a jousting festival.
Yeah.
We had the Nissi Athenas.
Yeah.
We had the
3 new products from Sony,
A7C2R, which were embargo products. So again,
and the
another deadline.
35-28 Mark II.
Yeah. So there's a lot of 7 products that we shot with for a video.
6 products.
And it was
insane.
Well, the 3 of us went and then Pal.
Oh, sorry, 7, because we had the Mirage Poco adapter as well. So it was 7 like new products we were testing. Yeah. 4 of us went down our street and Pal graciously came down and did a sick job as well. And we just rotated the cameras and it was an awesome thing to shoot and experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, genuinely that one was so much fun just because of how bizarre the whole setup was. Just being surrounded by hundreds of people in like medieval costumes. And
it was a real gamut as well. It was like normal people just like us dressed in normal clothes, and then people who had literally like been staying there.
Yeah.
I think we went on the second week
with it.
Yeah, they'd lived that entire week between the 2 different festival days in like full medieval ways.
Yeah.
And they still were. It was mad. And
that was a good shoot.
Yeah. And then
nearly messed up the cannon explosion.
Yeah, that was terrifying.
The Raptor.
Some funny BTS of that, of Joe absolutely cacking his pants when the cannon goes off.
So they do a cannon shot to kind of signify the beginning of the festival. And we kind of set up, I think you had the Raptor and the SP3s and I had the Ember.
Yeah.
And we're waiting and they kept misfiring and they didn't know when it was going to go off and we're just there ready. I was recording and it exploded. And then I looked down and thought, I'm not recording. It's not recording. I haven't got it. They've finally done it. And realized I jumped so hard that I turned the camera off and stopped recording. But luckily got the shot. But
yeah, I think that was a good shoot though, definitely. I think on a similar theme to both of those, my favorite production we did this year was definitely the S4 video. In the same way as Lights, it was an opportunity to look back on a piece of tech and contextualize it, but also just the rest of the production around it was so much sort of entertainment and education for me personally. We went to the Cook factory in Leicester and saw the process and had a chance to speak to people there, and in terms of research as well, there was just so much research went into that video in terms of what productions were shot on S4s, opportunities for us to go out and shoot. We sort of tried to contextualize it as well, loosely around The Last of Us, which had just come out.
Yeah, I think
that was quite fun as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thought process behind us doing that video was, one, we knew about the SP3s, we knew they were coming in towards the end of the year. We wanted to do kind of like a little precursor video to kind of help educate people who maybe don't know Cook's history quite as well as others. And then also piggyback, like you say, on the back of the S4s being used on The Last of Us, which got quite a bit of press when it came out. I think it was early in the year /
Yeah, no,
like
it's early
in
this
winter,
year.
in 2022. I can't remember when they started airing it, but it was towards the beginning of the year. So we wanted to kind of capitalize on the popularity of that, and then like I say, contextualizing Cook a bit more so people could appreciate the SP3s when they got announced. And yeah, it was. I think what was fun is it was just such a very diverse video. Not only did we shoot with the lenses, but we, like you say, we did the history research bit,
the tour
and then
and the
going
provenance
to Cook
and
amazing. I mean, I've been at CVP for over 7 years now, and I remember getting promised to go and do that tour, like when I joined, and it just never happened because obviously just stuff happens. But yeah, I think they are opening up tours again to people from what they said. And if you're if you're into lenses or just understanding the process of how these things are made, it's just so interesting because there's still a lot of the lenses are still handmade in Leicester, which obviously in Britain now is quite unheard of to have an actual product made in Britain. So it's great to see them actually still doing it, and the processes they use are incredible.
What's crazy to see is the tolerance is that everything there is done within as well. Like, and the entire bin of just offshoots that didn't quite make it. Yeah, I thought it was just really interesting to see how each department there worked with the same lenses, and the step-by-step process of how they make these optics. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then a lovely little shoot in Bracknell Forest as well. Just a location we've used a couple of times that sort of sold the idea of the apocalypse. Me acting again, I've kind of become sort of the weird little performer for most of these
we need
videos.
to start your IMDb profile.
Yeah, get me on as an actor.
Yeah.
Mostly silent protagonist is the role I'm looking for if anyone out there is after an actor.
Or if you want a gruff Michael Fassbender impression as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, on that video, we got one comment. Thank you to the commenter who asked how the impersonation was done. It was small part me performing and large part Joe modifying the audio.
I wouldn't say modifying, just heavily processing, but it was. I wasn't when we recorded it, I wasn't expecting to come out with the accent as well. I was like, "This is brilliant. This is
so American
as a tool."
So good. I think one of my favorite things that we did, which unfortunately Joe wasn't a part of, was the Deer and Thor R5C shoot.
Yeah,
which was just.
I'll take credit for the idea though, but yeah, I wasn't part of that shoot.
Yeah,
and you did. To be fair, you did color it as well.
Yeah, did grade it,
but
because we started off in Leech Pool, which is a nice location, but it just wasn't enough. It didn't feel special enough, and we did some filming, and a lot of it's in there. And I remember saying, because it's something I really wanted to do with the Venice, was a really early morning sunrise, frosty fields, and it was middle of winter, and it just happened. Actually, the perfect time was for the R5C. So you and Sam went to
Bushy Park.
Good old Bushy Park.
Yeah. It crops up a lot in our videos. If you ever see us filming in a park, it will be Bushy Park.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you guys realise, but we are based in West London, which is where basically all of our locations are.
Yeah.
So it's
a nice location, and you've got the wildlife as well, which rather than just shooting trees and bushes and lakes, you've got some deer and some nice wildlife to.
So we for the R5C video we shot there.
We got up so early. For that, I think
we got there at like 4:30.
Yeah,
because it was during winter, so obviously like sunrise was quite early, and it was literally perfect. Like the deers,
like a lingering
the lighting,
fog.
Everything was perfect, and
we got very lucky with timing on some shots as well. Because I think
there was a shot with like a deer running across a bridge where I'm like. I think I was like, put the tripod down.
Yeah. record.
And then literally like we recorded it just as he gets the deer walks and gets spooked and run off. And it's I think it's the thumbnail shot.
Yeah. I think it was good enough that we decided it warranted its own creative cut aside from the R5C video, which also I think is probably, a great example of
it's good, but I look back at it and I think about V-Raptor and Ursa 12K, and then I think, oh, okay, it's not as good. because you look at they are like those two for me are like the gold standard of what we've done.
Was R5C an embargo video? It was,
yeah.
Because that was the nice thing about Raptor is because it was never done for embargo. We took about 3 months to shoot it, and we just kept taking it to different locations to film fire spinners. I took it to Lewis and shot a lot of stuff with a friend, and we kind of compiled, on top of the behemoth of a technical review, we compiled a great kind of reel of creative footage, which we then also did a standalone edit for, because we were using it. So didn't we do all the aperture
600X Pro? I think it was.
That was all wrapped up. I think everything while
it basically
we were testing,
became our A cam.
It did, yeah. While we were testing it for 2 months, it became the A cam.
Sam hated it. He was like, 8K, don't need it. B-roll's too much.
I don't believe
you thought
8K.
That was bad. The Ursa, you were here for that was one of your first big videos, was the Ursa 12K. Now that as a workflow was one of the hardest things we've...
Yeah, we could not get 12K to work on any computers. The amount of resolve crashes we had was...
This was before Mac Studio as well, I think. So
yeah, we were running those PCs, which were probably, a big part of the problem. And we were trying to run it from the network storage as well. So it was a nightmare of a project.
Yeah. I guess we could kind of wrap it up here. Yeah. We don't want this to be too long. This, like I said before, is kind of like testing the waters of a podcast and whether or not it's something that you guys would be interested in seeing. I think.
Ask us some questions. What do you want to see? What do you want to hear?
Yeah, let us know. I mean, I think this will be a good platform. We have so many industry contacts and really awesome people that we could potentially put on here. Even
other people from CVP. We've got some great technicians, great engineers, some really insightful people that have been in the industry for years.
Yeah.
So I think when it has received, it's going to be a great series going forward.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's been an insane couple of years.
It really has.
Yeah, I mean, hitting 100K in time for Christmas has been like a nice little stocking filler for us.
Such a good way to finish the year.
Yeah, it really is. And we're really grateful to everyone who's subscribed or been sticking around for a while and the continued viewership. In seriousness, every comment we get, we do tend to read and we'll reply to as many of them as we can. And we're really grateful.
There's quite a lot now, so it is hard to stay on top of sometimes.
If you think about it, if each one of our subscribers, I'm sure all of you have at least got 9 friends. If you just tell your 9 friends to subscribe, we can hit 1 million this time next year.
Anyway, this has been something slightly different for us, but hopefully you guys like it. And let us know down in the comments whether you do or not.
Yeah, it's been fun doing something a little bit different. It's a different piece of content, different formats. If it's something you guys would like to see more of, this doesn't have to be just us. There's plenty of people in the industry we can start having conversations with, having on as guests. This is not the last video of the year.
This should be the second to last. And then there'll be one next week.
We've got the kit roundup, haven't we, next week?
Yeah, so that's kind of just going to be going over like our favourite bits of kit from the year, which we've kind of covered in this, but this will be more detail. There'll be more, just be a bit different. But yeah, so please subscribe if you haven't already, because we've got loads of new stuff coming in the new year.
It's going to be a busy year.
Yeah, it is. But we are now going to take a break because we are all knackered and ready to just chill out for a bit over the holiday break. And again, thank you for subscribing. And yeah, we'll catch you in the new year. Have a good one.
Bye.
Thank you.